Alright, cool. So, let's go like here, and let's start a random run. Fuck it. Let's go. What do we got? Oh, fucker. Okay. Anchors. No, I'm restarting that. Fuck that. Nope. Nope. Okay. Labyrinth. Okay. Bums. Alright, so, by the way, guys, Apache. Haven't posted anything in a long time. Long ass time. I think 4 years ago was my last upload. But fuck it. I'm just gonna restart. This is how it's gonna do. Wow, that's shit English. But yeah, just gonna do some Isaac for a bit. Probably post a couple videos of Isaac here and there. Not promising any fuck's the word I'm looking for? Consistency. Probably not gonna have a lot of consistency in my uploads, but fucking try it. Who cares? I'm gonna die already. Like, there's a problem right here. And by the way, I'm not good at commentary at all, so don't expect anything spectacular right now, because I promise you ain't nothing good's gonna happen from that if you expect something spectacular. And usually I don't really talk while I'm playing either, so I might fuck up a couple times, but yeah, we'll just see how this goes. Let's try and get a couple hearts out of these fires real quick. Already fucking my health in the gutter right now. It's been a minute. Give me some souls. Yes. Right, it's an XL. I already got both. Okay. Oh, fun. Great. It's gonna be easy as hell. By the way, if you guys don't know what Binding of Isaac is, it's a pretty simple game. If you're used to semi-platform games, more like a dungeon type game, mostly based on RNG, random generation stuff. Really good item right there. Increases the speed at which I shoot. And by the way, if you want to know what items that I pick up, you'll see them on the right over there, and all my stats are over there on the left. So my movement speed right now is pretty decent at 1.53 out of 2. My range is average. It's just default range, which is okay. The one underneath the blue one where 7 is my tears rate, which is at the speed that I shoot a tear. Then after that is my shot speed, which is how fast they move across the screen. Under that is my damage, which is a little bit over base damage. And then under that I have my luck, which is pretty useless. After that I have my devil deal chance and the angel deal chance under there. It's pretty much if I have the chance of getting a devil deal room or an angel deal room, which is pretty much self-explanatory. Devil deal where you do a deal with the devil for an item in return for your red heart health. And if you're out of red heart health, then you use the blue hearts, which are soul hearts. So, yeah. These black poops will do a room damage, a room-wide damage, plus adding confusion to a dazed state to all the enemies inside said room. So right here, this is HP tears up and shot speed down. So as you can see on the left, you can see in real time how my stats changed. So you can see my tears rate went up again. The number went down, but my tears went up. And I lost some shot speed, so it clears the room less fast than usual. Now Okay, as you guys can see, those key rooms with the key thing on the left is a shop where you can buy items with the money that you gain, which is at the top right over here. Then over here, you probably have a dice room, a vault, or a library, or a bed room, where you can pretty much do all of that. If ever I get one, I'll explain more in detail. And the ones with the crowns are my item rooms, where I can go and pick up items to help my my journey down this hellhole. And yeah, that's pretty much it. These two are the boss rooms, and which I get to access into the lower floor. Up there you have the different floors that I have for the normal game progression. So now we're on Caves 1, which is the second floor. Here you have a mob trap room or a boss trap room, but this one is a mob trap room because of the blue sword on the top of the icon on the map. And these two chests are pretty much like default chests, which are pretty crappy, so not even going to touch them because it's not worth fighting through 3 rounds of mobs to get what's inside. Now you see this mushroom is a different color than the rest, meaning this one is a champion enemy. Pretty self-explanatory if you know a little bit. Pretty much means he has higher health, and every damage he deals will be double, so it'll deal a whole heart of damage. That bomb that you saw following me was a troll bomb, well, named a mega troll bomb, which pretty much follows you and then blows up, hoping to deal some damage to you, unless you are fast enough to deflect it or to run away from it. You'll be able to see the different ways these mobs will interact with me and trying to damage me. These ones take like a big gap between every shot they want to do, but if they land one, and not even sure if I want this, because it's pretty bad, honestly. Shit. Black hearts, as you can see, when you lose the black heart, you do an entire room damage, which is worth pretty much, which is worth kind of a lot. Now here you see another champion mob after me, and I lost another black heart. And you could probably see another champion in there with the blue hue on him, and he just makes a circle of tears that that try and hit you. Now, as you can see, as you can see, as I said, tears, which are pretty much what I'm shooting right now, which are tears. That's the name of the projectile for the game. Yeah. Now you can see I picked up a light bulb on the bottom left in the corner. That is the trinket slot, where you can pick up trinkets that do different types of things for the character that you are currently playing. This one pretty much increases my stats pretty much all around, except for my health, sadly. But yeah, like you can see, it increases my speed, range, shot speed, damage, and luck, which is pretty useless, honestly. But yeah, you can see pretty much what it does. And right now, damage feels great because my base damage of 2.32 is crap. The default damage for pretty much any character, the default damage on the starting character is 3.5, which is good as a starting point, but this one starts below the base damage, which is 3.5. And I have an item that you start with, which you can see is the last one on the left, on the right, the last item on the bottom left. That's called Horror Babylon, and pretty much when I go down to half a heart of health, it pretty much doubles my damage, as long as I keep half a heart, half a red heart. It stays like that. As soon as I get a full heart or over that, it resets it, and I go back to my normal self, and I go back to my crappy 2.32 damage. Now, there are TNT barrels that you see sometimes around the map throughout your run, and those pretty much explode when you hit them enough, and they do quite a decent amount of damage, as you could have seen there against the boss. And yeah. So another pretty useless item, well, depending how you see it, which gives me money, which means actually, yeah, it's kind of useful right now. So I'm going to go back down to the shop, see if I have a soul heart in there that I can buy. Yeah, it does. Okay. Now, also in the shop, once you get enough money in the donation machine, which is not here right now, but there is another machine that appears sometimes, and you can use that to make donations and upgrade your store. As you can see, also I just blew up the keeper that he's named, and sometimes he will either drop you money, drop spiders, which can hurt you, and as well as every time you blow one up, it will also increase your devil deal chance by, I think, 14%, 14 to 18% or so. And yeah. So let's go on to stage 3, where you see on different floors there are like its own area, sort of. So on the floor that is specific to the flooded caves or so like that, you have different enemies that appear. Now, you also saw that card that I picked up. That is a card that I can use throughout the game, which can give me different benefits. There are, I think, don't keep me on this, but 18 different cards that you can use, and they all do something different. Some good, some bad, and some just useless as hell. Now, you also see I picked up a pill, which can give me a random effect right now because it is a question mark that I have on it. Once I use it, that color pill will uncover which one it is. And usually you don't want to use pills because you can have bad stuff that come out of them, like I just did, and gives me a tears down. But yeah, now that I know that the blue pill gives me a tears down, every time I pick up a blue pill, it'll have the name next to where the 3 question marks were. I'm gonna try and keep these videos around 30 minutes. If I die, then I'll probably just end it there. But if it's like a... Oh, sorry, it was 1 heart, sorry. But if the run was pretty short, then I'll probably just restart another one. But right now, since this one is looking decent, and is looking like it'll... Well, never mind, we're gonna restart, because I stepped on a spike. Great. Fun. It's just incredible. Alright. Now, as you can see, I'm resetting every time because I want to have an item room appear in my first room, because I'm lazy and I don't want to risk the chance of getting something bad. So right now, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Wow, that's German. But it was pretty stupid of me as well, because I could have waited until I had 1 heart or half heart. I'm not sure. to get to proc the passive item that I have, which is the Horror Babylon. And now I just gotta wait, because if I find enough soul hearts to negate the difference, I'll just do it and get myself down to that health. But until then, not really gonna risk it. Now you can see this was a mini boss, which you can find throughout the game as well. Some levels will have some levels won't. You might not even run into one through an entire run, but it's not the end of the world. And right there, that was a golden poop, which gives off either money or another trinket that sometimes doubles your money when you pick it up. Yeah. Slowly gonna keep going. Now you see I picked up a spacebar item. Well, it's called a spacebar item because it activates when you press the spacebar, but it drops a bomb that does a pretty sizable area damage, and it can break rocks and all that stuff. Now you see that there are two bars in them, two sort of bars in them. That's pretty much after 2 rooms it'll have a full charge, and you can't use it until you have a full charge bar. Now, because I picked up a battery from the floor in that last room, that pretty much refilled the whole bar. So you see right down there, that's the battery, and when you pick one up, it refills the bar to the max, and it's pretty much ready to use right away. Usually this is really good for 6-item cooldown rooms, 6-item cooldown spacebar items, and yeah. Now, I'm gonna use it to show you guys how bad it is. It does a giant tier that does a lot of damage, but it also brings down your health to half a heart, and that's why it's called the glass cannon, because it's shit. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's 1 heart. Okay. That's why it's pretty bad. So I'm just gonna go and pick up Mr. Bomb again. Mr. Boom, sorry. And just keep going from there. Hopefully, oh, it's another Excel. Okay. So this time I'm gonna have 2 more bosses to fight. Now, throughout the game, you can come across curses. They just appear randomly on the floor. If you have one, you have one. If you don't, well, lucky you. But it pretty much just applies negative effect on the floor. So this time I got Crystal Labyrinth, as you can see, and that pretty much makes it 2 floors in 1. It's useful on the first floor though, because it means well, let's try number 3. Because on the first floor you usually don't have a devil deal, but on the if you have a Curse of the XL on the first floor, then that means you have a devil deal. So it's pretty useful, but it also cuts out the normally second floor. So it condenses 2 floors into 1, which is pretty useful though, to be honest, for the first floor at least. But yeah, so let's hopefully find another item room. Thank you. Nope. Not taking it. Okay. Sissy. Yeah, for the heart, yeah. She will randomly spawn blue spiders, which are pretty much allied spiders, which will go and pretty much kill themselves to deal damage to the enemy. Now, if I'm correct in saying it does 1.5 times your damage at the current rate. So that spider right there will do 1.5 times my damage when it hits another enemy. As you can see, as soon as I walked into that room, it went straight for that red leaping spider, and it killed it instantly because my damage kills it in 2, and in 1.5 it can kill it. Yeah, that makes sense. So as long as you the longer you play the game, the more you'll catch on how many hits it takes for an enemy. Now, in the beginning, it's pretty easy. Well, in the beginning, it's pretty hard, honestly, because you have no clue how much damage you do and how to gauge it. Ooh, this is cool. All right, so just gonna sidetrack from that first thing. This is called a black market, where you pretty much trade your health for items. So same thing as a devil deal, but instead you don't have to have 100% on the bar at the bottom left to access it. You can get it randomly. It's pretty rare, I think. Yeah. But these trapdoors can be found under just normal rocks, but you have to be either you really want to search for them and you have a lot of bombs, or you just end up being lucky like I just did and find it, which is pretty fun, considering the fact that I got 2 soul hearts out of it. So it'll kind of give me a buffer for my Horror Babylon state. And this boss is particularly annoying because he constantly charges you until you get him down to the second half of his health bar, and when he just drops and shoots shotgun shots pretty much at you. Now, that boss was a variation of it, and it was a champion version. His name is Famine, and yeah, he was a champion version of the boss, and I killed him. Yeah. So on to floor 2, where I am encountered with Curse of the Darkness on the burning basement. Yeah. With the Curse of the Darkness, which pretty much gives the darkness, the dark theme onto the whole floor. Yeah. That's pretty much it. And as you can see, different monsters coming from that specific floor. As you can see, those big fatties that I ran into, some of them were on fire, some of them were normal. The normal ones were just so yeah, got a little bit more of a buffer on my horror state. Yeah, let's just keep going. Got a couple mobs specific. These red fires will shoot a periodic tear at me. Just a try. Good thing I didn't shoot another tear. I would have blown myself up. Now, these stone chests can only be opened by an explosion. So, meaning I had to bring it to the fire to blow it up and open it, because I didn't have any bombs at the time. And now that I have a bomb, you see that different rock right there, right here. That's called a tinted rock, and in them you can get soul hearts, items, chests, keys, bombs. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, they're uncommon. Let's go with that. On the floor, and sometimes you can find one, sometimes you can't, but the only way to unlock them somewhat is to blow them up. Sorry, just taking a sip of water. Yeah, that's the only way to open them. So let's just keep going. These double attached flies are just a nuisance, to be honest. Like, you can see that one with the burning head, that is a mob special to this floor. Meaning you can only find them on this floor, the burning version of the floor. So let's get on with Little Horn, which is the name of this boss. I've heard some people call him Limehorn, but pretty sure that's just wrong. Yeah. These red chests are pretty much a Devil Deal chest, which give you the chance to A, give you soul hearts, an item, some items, or B, troll bombs, mega troll bombs, and or spiders from them. Right, I didn't go into my item room yet. Forgot about that. Let's go back really quick and see what I got. Conehead, okay. So that gave me a soul heart upon pickup, and it also, if I'm correct in saying this, it negates any aerial attacks on me. So, like, let's say if something were to stomp on me, it wouldn't deal me any damage, or I think least damage than it should normally. So okay, great. This is what you don't want, because then you get cut a devil deal and an item room. Nope, just a devil deal. Because this is on the 3rd floor, which means that I would have gotten a devil deal on this floor and the next. But because it's an XL, I only get 1 devil deal, sadly, which is the pretty much only downside of Curse of the XL or Curse of the Labyrinth. Yeah. So as you can see here, this is another champion variety of a mob that spawns a fly behind him when he dies. As you can see, another champion variety here. Seems like I'm getting a lot of champions, even though I have nothing to increase the amount. I think he drops a red heart. No, never mind. Never mind. Here's one of the varieties that drop a red heart when they die. That looked like one of them, but in fact it wasn't. And this one right here, yeah, okay. That champion variety has, I think, 2 varieties of the same color. One of them drops you a key when he dies. The other one just drops nothing and has decreased health. Yeah, that's it. Just keep on going. Now, wow. This is a particularly bad item because upon pickup you have a cursor on the floor. It does, although, increase your tears rate, but upon pickup it puts a cursor on the floor, and wherever that cursor is, your character will be constantly shooting towards the cursor, so you don't have as much not dexterity, accuracy as you would on your proper shooting. Now this item that I just picked up just increased the radius of my bombs by a lot, and it gave me 5 bombs upon pickup. It's called Bomber Boy, I think. But it pretty much gives me a larger radius on my bombs. It gives me a big plus sign bomb radius upon placement, and it does, I think, a bit more damage than usual. Don't quote me on that. So as you can see, I just got 2 tinted rocks on the same floor. Sometimes you'll get that. It's not very often, but sometimes you will. Be grateful when you do, because sometimes you might need them and you won't even find them. Yeah. So here I entered a mob trap room where was a golden chest, and upon opening the chest, it activated the mob trap room, sort of like, wow, I'm going to use a really bad reference right here, but Indiana Jones, when he takes the golden skull and the whole thing starts to collapse. As soon as he picks it up, the thing starts going to shit. Once again, I haven't completely seen it, the whole movie. I'm pretty sure that's what happens when he picks it up, I think. So, still might be wrong. Not sure. Yeah. And then I had to go through the 3 waves of mobs that spawned after the opening of the chest. So, yeah. So this is a dime. Upon pickup, it gives you 10 cents instead of 1 cent on a normal cent. Yeah. There's also a nickel, which gives you 5 cents. Here's a pretty rare room. I think it's the second time I've seen this in, I think, 530 hours of game time. Just 5 random trinkets that each give a different attribute to you, and I picked up the wooden cross, which gives me a 1-hit shield per floor. So once I get hits once, it pretty much absorbs the hit and deals no damage to me. And I don't have it for the rest of the floor. Now on every floor, I get it like recharges itself, and I get 1 more hit. Yeah. Here I'm shooting out the poops because sometimes inside the poops you'll find either coins, health. That's it. Coins, red hearts, soul hearts, and I think there's something else, but I don't remember. Pretty sure there's something else though. Yeah, so getting a couple shots in, getting rid of those turret flies, going to the shop. Oh, okay. The item martyr, the habit. It's pretty good if I have a spacebar item, because every time I take a hit, it'll give me 1 charge in return, and it'll also, I think, drop some items, some just randomly generated items when I take a hit. Now see, I walked into that glowing substance on the ground, which is called creep, and it took away my 1-hit buffer for the floor. Now sadly, I would like to keep that for the boss room, but sometimes you just don't get what you want. But it shouldn't be that bad since I have so much buffer health for my red heart. Also, a reason why you can lose your double deal percentage is by taking red heart damage. When you take red heart damage, your percentage of getting a devil room goes significantly down. Yeah. Now, as you can see, I picked up a blue pill, and it wasn't the tears down that I had from the last run. Now, that's because every run, the pills reset with a different color to keep you questioning yourself. And usually people don't like using pills because it can just utterly ruin their runs. Like it almost did for me, because I got explosive diarrhea, which spawns bombs behind me for like I think 3 or 4 seconds. Not even. I think 2 seconds. But yeah, because of my Bomber Boy item that I picked up, it did big radiuses of bombs, like this one. which did nothing to the boss, sadly. That was going to help, but didn't at all. And I just took a hit from a trail bomb, which sucks a lot. So here it is. Lunch HP gives me a instant health up. Now, because I have 2 hearts, I lose my horror state, and I'm going to use the Joker card, which teleports me instantly into the Devil Deal room. Now, sometimes if you provoke your own Devil Deal by using the Joker card, you can increase the chance of spawning Krampus, which is the Devil Deal sort of boss, if you want. And once you kill him, you get one of 2 items that'll appear, which is either the head of Krampus or the lump of coal. And I just picked up the head of Krampus, which will do a surrounding area of brimstone laser, sort of like it just did to me while I was fighting him. I'll just use it right here, just to get rid of this boss. I'm not going to pick that up. Yeah, not going to pick it up. And yeah, it just pretty much, it's a 6-room cooldown, just like most of the spacebar items, and it's pretty useful when you're in a bind, because it just helps a lot, to be honest. Now, you also saw that in the Devil Deal room, I purposely took a lot of damage from the fires just to get rid of my red heart damage, just to get me down back to the horror state, so I can get the extra damage from it, because my base damage is still horrendous. Still haven't gotten any damage ups since the beginning, which would be very useful right now, because it's just crap. My only main damage right now would be coming from my bombs, which isn't something you want to rely on, to be honest. Now I'm going to pick up the compass here, which pretty much shows the boss room, every specialty room on the floor. It'll just instantly show them up on, but it won't show the rest of the rooms on the floor. That's caused by another item called the map, which I don't have. We're going to be turning into Dora the Explorer very soon. Keep this up. Bad jokes all the way down from here. BBF, Big Beautiful Fly. Gonna do an explosion upon contact with an enemy. And comes back, I think, after 15 seconds after being blown up. And Big Beautiful Fly will just fly around the room, and once it hits in contact, you don't have to necessarily see Big Beautiful Fly for it to explode. So if you hear a boom sometimes, it's gonna be because of Big Beautiful Fly. Not the most useful item when you use Great when you're in close proximity of it, but yeah, still useful sometimes. Now, here you saw that hand pick me up and bring me back to the starting room. That was Mom's hand. Yeah, Mom's hand. And she is pretty much like the ruler of my fiction of imagination right now. To explain it more, there's a video on Game Theory, the channel Game Theory, that explains why Isaac, the original character, is seeing all this. Just go watch it, you'll understand more why I said fictive, from the fiction of my imagination. Yeah, it'll explain better. But anyways, when she picks you up, you get teleported back to the starting room of the floor, as well as dealing you some damage. Now here, I'm very happy because I picked up a damage up, which was the Sin Robes, which is the item on the top right, the robe on the top right of my right here, like the one beside that one. That's Sin Robes, and it gives me, I think it gave me a 2.5 damage up, which is good right now because I really needed it. And because I just used the Devil card, which also increased my damage. It's pretty useful as well for the boss room. Now, as you can see, my tears are going through the boss. That's because I have a semi-piercing shot. And you see the tear is different going through than out. It's because of the other item I picked up called the Eye of Belial, which is the one right next to the Sin Robes on the left at the top of the column. Once it passes through, it turns sort of into a homing shot, and it goes after an enemy. The homing shot isn't like 100% always going to go onto the next enemy, but it's going to go into the closest enemy that's nearby. Yeah. But as you can see as well, each devil deal costs a different amount of health. So some devil deals will cost one red heart container, and others will cost 2. And it depends on how the creator wanted set items to cost, and that's fine. Honestly, it's pretty fair because the two heart devil deals are pretty beefier. They some of them help more than others, so it's understandable that they're 2 heart items. Ooh, okay, I'll take that. So, as you can see, I just picked up the D-Infinity, which there are, I think, 7 different seven different die in the game, and the D-Infinity pretty much rerolls through every different die and gives you a different one after each spacebar use. And that one I had the D7, which rerolls your stats. Now I'm lucky I got one where it improved my stats instead of diminishing them, because sometimes you'll use it and you'll get some diminished and some improved. This one I just got them improved, which is really useful. So I got more damage out of it, and yeah, I think I got more damage and more range, I think. Yeah. Here's another mini boss. He's Lust. He moves very fast and he's very annoying. But sometimes, if you're lucky, he'll drop the virus, and that is pretty useful because if, let's say, you come into contact with an enemy by accident, he does damage to you, and you pretty much poison him on contact, which is pretty useful. Now, as you can see right here, I slept in the bed, and it gave me 3 soul hearts. That's because I didn't have any red heart containers at the time. If you have red heart containers, it'll only give you full health, and if you have no red heart containers, it'll give you 3 soul hearts instead. As you can see in that same room, I blew up 3 keepers, 2 hanging ones, and actually no, 2 keepers and a key beggar. As I blew up one of the keepers, he dropped an item called Steam Sale, which pretty much gives me half off in every shop for the rest of the run. Yeah, it's pretty useful, to be honest. As you can see here, Krampus's head did a lot of damage for me, which I am very thankful for. And yeah, there I also picked up the Polaroid, The Polaroid gives me some invincibility because I have no red hearts when I take a hit. It'll give me an invincibility shield for the time being, not factoring in. Factoring in if I have the wind cross effect still active, like you see right there. The first hit I took, it didn't activate, but the second one it did, because the first one, the wind cross, took the hit first, and the second one then activated the Polaroid. Polaroid is also used later on to access the next floor, which I will talk about once I get there, which should be pretty soon, considering the speed that I'm moving at right now. I'm going the wrong way. Thanks to the compass, I can see sort of where the map should be going. I was going the right way. Also, I forgot about to say that the virus, when you take a hit and it poisons the enemy, if the enemy dies from the poison, you'll have a chance of getting a black heart in return. Black heart is sort of like a soul heart. It's a non-replaceable health, and once you pick it up, when you lose it, it does the room area, the room wide damage. Now here, I have an item that I want to avoid at all costs, because every time I'll take damage, it will spawn, I think, 7 or 8 troll bombs inside the room, and they'll all detonate at a different rate, meaning they'll blow each other up and move them across the room and might hit me. And I think because I have Bomber Boy, it'll be the big range bombs as well. Now there, I didn't see the sucker in the middle, which pretty much sucks me in. And until thanks, because it has spikes around it, it also did damage to me. Wasn't fun. Now, as you can see, there's this bright white one, this bright white spitter. That means one, it's a champion, and two, that one won't. Okay. This is not going well. Just give me a second. Okay, and that means that it won't take damage unless every other enemy in said room is dead. Now here I have a fun room where I get 2 lasts. Not fun at all. And of course I take another damage, and somehow I get a second virus. I'm not complaining though. Not complaining. Maybe the super secret room is right here. Yes. Yes. Some health. Thank God. Let's get rid of you. So as you can see, Krampus's head coming in really useful for this room, for this boss. And yeah, head on down to the next floor. Yeah, on every floor there is a secret room and a super secret room that are generated at random. The super secret room always only has one other room in contact with it, and the super secret room can have, well, 2 to 4 other rooms in contact with it. So it makes it a bit easier to locate than the others. And all the rooms that are touching the secret room must have the wall adjacent to the secret room must have all the walls adjacent to the secret room flush. Like this room right here couldn't have any secret rooms attached next to it because the door, the normal secret room door would be right there. And if that isn't a solid, a walkable path, then there can't be a secret room next to that one. Meaning that the room on top or below or beside it couldn't have it on that wall either. So now because this room has 3 flush walls where I can access it, I could try and uncover the super secret room, but it's probably not there. I'm not going to waste the bomb on it. Well, I can't even waste the bomb on it because I don't have any. But yeah. It's a pretty... thank you for the 1 cross. It's a pretty funny mechanic, if you want to say it like that, for how the secret rooms work. Yeah. Just go get rid of this boss. 2 more mini bosses. Sloth, I think his name is. And he shoots Ipecac, which is an item that you can find on your own. And these do a crazy amount of damage. If you're the one using it, it does a crazy amount of damage. If you're Sloth, then it just does normal damage. Yeah, let's just get rid of the heart. Well, right now it's great. It lives. Okay. Okay, let's go for the 2-1. Lord of the Pit. Okay. Gives me flight, but now as you can see, I'm down to 1.5 hearts of health. It's going up. Yes, the Polaroid. There was two ways I could have gone. I could have gone down, could have gone up. If I would have gone down, I would have went to Sheol, which is the furthest I could have gone because I didn't have the Polaroid. Now once I had beaten the boss in Sheol, I could have accessed the dark room, which is only accessible if you have the negative, which was the other thing that was with the Polaroid at the end of the mom fight earlier, with the foot stomping down on me. That's the only way I could have gone down to the dark room. Now because I picked up the Polaroid, if I go to the cathedral, I can, after killing the boss, I can go into the chest and go up to the chest. Yeah. I can then go up to the chest, which is the equivalent of the dark room, but on the other side. So yeah. Thank God for the soul heart and the tinted rock. Okay, easy room. Another bomb just in case, thank God. Rid of these boys. Great. Just lost that soul heart already. Okay, this is gonna be very, very useful. The Satanic Bible. Every time I use its full charge, it gives me a black heart, which is way better than Krampus's head right now, because I don't really have a use for it, and I really need a health generator right now. Now, don't get me wrong, Krampus's head is very useful, but right now at this moment I need health over mass room damage. I'm sorry if my keyboard is really loud. I haven't really checked it before I started recording. So if it's really loud, I'm sorry. But too bad. Now as you can see, because I have the item martyr, it gave me a charge when I got hit. So the use of it being shown in action. Great. Great, 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 great. Well, I was a floor or so from winning, and got screwed over. This is gonna be the end of the first episode. Yeah. Sort of slowly getting back into it, but yeah, this is gonna be the end of the first one, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's Apache signing off with regret and sadness because I got killed. Shit. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day. Fuck, man. See ya.